Welcome, welcome. Dr. Stephen Hobbs here from the WELLth Movement, sharing a tip from co-creating the well-living workplace. And the tip today is about the contribution of story. Now, stories are around us all the time. We're listening to them. We're sharing stories. We're telling stories. They're just woven into the fabric of our lives, fabric of our work, our recreation, our health and wellness. There's stories everywhere that surround us. And one of the famous stories that I appreciate, and it gives the sense of the power with stories, is something like this. The queen died, the king died. That's a story. But listen to it this way. The queen died, the king died of a broken heart. They're both stories, but one evokes something more in you. The words bring more to life for you. The imagination is struck. You really start to see something in a different way. And that's the point that I'm trying to make around co-creating the well-living workplace. The well-living workplace is something that you have to see in a different way. The words you use, the stories you're going to tell and share are important here. So there's a couple of points I'd like to make about stories, and it comes down to the sense of story and ReStory, and storytelling and story sharing. Now, I could go on for a long time about this, and a course that I offer, online course, one of the modules is actually dedicated to this notion of storytelling and story sharing. So let me just go back and take a look at the word story. Now, story is very much about this whole idea of adding to or continuing a narrative. It's something about what's happened in the past and starting to use it and bring it forward, the best of it. We might frame it as fables and myths because we want to learn from them and bring that learning into our time now. There's that sense of story. But there's also what's happening in today's world is the sense of a ReStory. And the ReStory is really about reframing, reimagining, rewording the stories that we're sharing with one another, because those of the past are no longer going to fit what is coming into our workplaces of the future. So the notion of there are stories, yes, that you can tell, and there are stories that you have to share. And you'll notice storytelling, story sharing. So let me add just a little bit more to that. And this is a way that I look at it and I share with all the groups that I interact with. Storytelling is really about management and managing. So you're telling stories to help people understand about managing the systems for people. So you're making a connection between the systems, those external systems, and bringing it to the people. So you're telling the stories. Story sharing, on the other side, is really about leading and leadership. So it's about leading a person from story, the story that they're sharing with themselves, so that they can bring that into the groups and teams and community. So if you think of storytelling is this aspect of the outside in, story sharing is attempting to connect with the inside out so that they will mesh together. Now, what's really interesting, if you look at it, history. Hi, here's the story. If you ever thought about breaking it down, is hi, here's the story. This is what's happened in the past. These are the things that we've learned, called best practices. These are the ways in which we're currently doing it. But a flip side to history is the sense of mystery. And mystery is really about what is going to happen from the future. So you use a lot of storytelling from a history perspective. Why not use story sharing from a mystery perspective? And therefore, blending those together, the contribution of story is so powerful. It is a base tool, a base understanding and the processes that go with that to be able to tell great stories, to be able to share great stories, to touch the minds of the whole group. as it is to touch the hearts of each individual person. So I think that's enough for right now. So this notion of the contribution of story. I would encourage you to go to wellthmovement.com, WELLTH movement.com /organizational-health. And there you'll find a one-page outline of what's called the Creating the Well Living Workplace online course. And it's there, read down through it, and certainly see if there's something there that would be of interest. And if you have questions about it, you can drop questions in to wherever you're seeing this video. And or on that page, there are places, contact page, and comments at the bottom where you can add insights or add questions about the course itself. I think it's a great course. It brings together the 10 dimensions of the well living workplace. And I think those are like a foundational piece, the seed bed to grow things, the foundation to build things. And I think it's something worth exploring. So I leave that with you, and take care.